Hi, I'm Diamond. Today I'm going to talk about the drop system in Minecraft. The good, the bad, and the potentially ugly, while I chip away at the ground above this ancient city. Subscribe if you want to see the final result of this build, by the way. Now, let's get into drops. I'll start by going over each one briefly, then get into what I like about it, what I don't like, and why Mojang may have cornered themselves, at least a little bit, in the process. The drop system started off extremely small in 2023 with the bats and pots drop, and then two small drops in 2024, being the armored poles and the bundles of bravery drops that added new types of walls, bundles, along with hardcore for Bedrock Edition, which I've just started playing by the way. Put a card at the top of the screen to link to that first attempt at playing it, but spoiler alert, I died. The drops then started being more regular, every 3 months, starting from the Garden Awakens drop at the back end of 2024, which added a new biome, new mob, and two new block sets, Pale Oak Wood and Resin, which I've loved building with in my Forever World. Then in 2025, we had four drops. The Spring to Life drop, adding new textures for passive mobs like cows and chickens, along with leaf litter and falling leaf particles. Then we had Chase the Skies that added the Happy Ghast, new lead mechanics, craftable saddles, and the gigantic Vibrant Visuals update that was initially promised years prior, back in 2017. But it was called the Super Duper Graphics Pack back then. In the autumn drop, we got the Copper Age, and for the first time since Netherite, added a new tier of armor and weaponry between stone and iron, added the Copper Golems and Shelves, aka vertical slabs, and the last drop of 2025 gave us the Nautilus, the Spears, Parched, Camel Husk, and the Zombie Horse. And even looking at more recent PvP videos, you can see just how much adding the Spears to Minecraft changed PvP forever. A really fun drop to end the year. And so far this year, we've had retextured baby mobs. I know that might be a little underwhelming, but I do need to defend Mojang a little bit on this one, which is where we get into the good versus bad of the drop system compared to the yearly big updates we used to get. Now, what do I like, and I mean really love, about this drop system is the fact that older and less looked at features of Minecraft are getting new life breathed into them. The Tiny Takeover and Spring to Life drops, for example, added new models for mobs, some of those being in the game since pretty much its inception, well over a decade ago. The Tiny Takeover drop specifically added what appeared to be the least amount of content, literally just craftable name tags and the golden dandelion for new content, but really fleshed out all of the baby mobs in the game, which I felt was long overdue, and now the baby mobs aren't just shrunk down versions of their adult counterparts. And when Mojang added the pig, chicken, and cow variants in the Spring to Life drop last year, it really made the game as a whole feel more alive and more immersive. The Garden Awakens drop added two new block sets to the game, and as a builder, this was really welcome, but since then it's been well over a year and the new full blocks aren't going to be added until the Chaos Cubed update in a few months. The Chase the Skies and Mounts of Mayhem drops added two new rideable mobs and the Spear, which, I mean, just by looking at Green Guy's Manhunt videos, really did change PvP in Minecraft. If we zoom out for a second and let's say that all of the drops in 2025 were condensed into one big update, that update itself would be all over the place and without a clear direction, unlike the updates we've had before that were mainly focused on one thing. And having four drops a year focused on fleshing out old content, or adding something new and fun like a new rideable flying cloud in the sky, really does make more sense. In the background of all of this, the entire time, Mojang has been slowly cleaning up the code that they realised was a complete mess while making the Caves and Cliffs update. And they've already said that a big, world-changing updates are still coming, just far less often, and drops are being presented as something to bridge that gap. Now, what I don't like about the drop system, I feel like I'm not alone in saying this, but they do feel a little underwhelming at times, with less content compared to the bigger updates, and honestly, that's the only drawback that comes to mind. They all feel like they're missing something, like the magic I felt when exploring the new Nether for the first time, or the oceans when the update Aquatic came out, or even defeating a raid for the first time, or even defeating the dragon. But I understand why Mojang decided to switch to the drop system, and it also sounds like a bit of a cure for the Minecraft 2 week phase that a lot of people go through. By the time the 2 week phase is over, Mojang are already dropping new content in snapshots and previews to keep people playing in the hopes that they stick around longer, maybe get realms, purchase something in the marketplace, or even just convince a friend to play with them. The one massive downside of switching to the drop system, and at the same time promising a big new update in the future, is just that, the promise of a big update. A huge concern that I have is that players are enjoying the smaller drops while getting more and more excited for a huge game-changing update in the near future. Everyone has been asking for an end update, or a new dimension, or a new super rare structure with OP loot, and I have a feeling that whenever the next big update is announced, because of how long it's been promised and the hype from the community, if it's anything less than a new dimension or something along those lines, it's just going to leave people disappointed. I can easily use the GTA 6 meme for this point here that the game's been anticipated for years, and if it drops with bugs on day one or it doesn't live up to expectations, it's going to leave a sour taste in players' mouths, and I really hope the same thing doesn't happen here with Minecraft. That being said, I am really looking forward and kind of curious to see what the next big update is. Is it an end update? Is it a deep dark biome dimension that they've teased with Dungeons 2? Or is it something completely different entirely? But with all that being said, please do remember that this is just my opinion, so I'll pass the question off to you. What do you think of the drop system? What do you think is working? What do you think isn't working? What would you expect from Mojang when they announce the next major update? I've been High the Diamond. Please do like if you like this video, subscribe to see me hit 10,000 days in my forever world, and I'll see you on stream again very soon.